How you guys doing? A few days ago I announced a new project that I'm working on called Self-Storage, and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about it. Self-Storage is a cross between an anthology and a frame story, in which a mysterious narrator takes us through an abandoned storage facility where there is a secret and a mystery behind every locked door, and we get those mysteries laid out before us. Whether we understand them or not is another matter entirely. I've been working on this project for roughly 5 years, trying to figure out exactly how to do it. There's been multiple iterations. There have been times when I was going to make it a multi-author series and make it an actual anthology or collection and have multiple authors write different sections of it. Different rooms. Each author gets a different room. And there were times when I wanted to do it as a video series. Actually, it originally came from a video series on my old YouTube channel called What If, where in this particular episode I walked around a storage facility and imagined what was behind the doors. Now, I'm not going to be using any of those particular ideas in this new one, because that was just kind of a way to show how an author's mind works. But the premise stuck with me, and it stuck with me as a really unique frame to work within. And now with the technology of podcasting and Patreon and being able to sell digital work on Teespring and all of the new weapons that we have available to us as storytellers, all the new tools we have, and with my own skills catching up to what I wanted to achieve with this work, I've decided to finally just go ahead and do it, and to do it in an experimental format. Not necessarily stories with characters, but more prose pieces laying out the strangeness of seeing the leftovers of someone else's life from the outside and what that could mean. And it could be anything. It could be anything from a box of old photographs to strange scientific devices that you don't recognize. It could be anything. And that's part of the reason I'm so excited to do it, because it gives just so many opportunities to really try new things and try new genres, for lack of a better term, to experiment with storytelling in a way that I haven't seen done much outside of a few musicians who are more on the avant-garde side of things and have used a similar technique in their music, Tom Waits being one of them. And I'm really excited about it. And like I said, I've been trying to figure out exactly how to do this project for 5 years. I mean, it's crazy to think it's been that long that this has been in development. It's crazy that it's taken this long to realize that this was the way to do it. But it is the way to do it. And I'm really, really excited about it. I'm really excited about, being able to delve into mystery and maybe even romance a little bit, and science fiction, and maybe even horror, just kind of like across the gamut. It's a project that gives me the opportunity and gives me permission to wander a bit and tell whatever story I like. Not that I can't anyway, but with doing serials, you get locked into a framework. You have a story you're in throughout the run of that series. With this, the whole idea of the series is every week, every episode is going to be a different story entirely. And the only connecting factors is that they're all in the same storage facility and they have the same narrator. And that's it. It's really a chance to get outside the box. And I'm planning on doing many of them. They're not going to be super long. They're going to be, I believe, roughly 10 minutes each. But they will be released weekly on a podcast and also be up for sale on our Teespring store. The link will be in the description for this video. And also will be available to patrons. Patrons and people who buy it on Teespring will be able to get the whole first series. I don't know if I'm going to do more than one at this point. But we'll be able to get the whole first series at one time. They'll all be available at once. Patrons will get it first, then it will go up for sale on Teespring, and then the podcast episodes will start coming out. That's the way I'm planning on doing it now. I may do all the releases on the same day, so that the day the first episode comes out on the podcast, the patrons will get it, and it will go up for sale on Teespring. That may be the solution. I'm not entirely sure about that yet. That side of the development is still going on, and quite frankly, I'm still writing. But I kind of miss the freedom to wander in small chunks, a little bit at a time. There's flies buzzing around today. I don't know why, but they're really starting to annoy me. But yeah, I wanted to take this vlog and talk about that because it is very exciting to me. And it's very exciting to kind of inhabit a new narrator and inhabit him in this world that you're not really meant to understand, if that makes sense. It's just what it is. And you have to kind of accept that. And you can draw your own conclusions about it, which is very interesting. You know, it's not going to get spelled out in black and white what's going on or what's behind what's being revealed to you. You have to kind of make your own interpretation about what you're seeing, which is hugely fun for me because I love a good mystery. And, you know, I've done work before where I've cleaned out storage units for people, and they're, you know, my romantic's brain wonders about what all these things meant and who they belonged to and how they ended up there and how they ended up getting abandoned and the circumstances of that. The circumstances of the anthropology of a modern human life, of the archaeology of a modern human life. Understanding someone through their material remains. Not remains, that's the wrong word. Their material culture. So it's kind of archaeological fiction, modern archaeological fiction, if that makes sense. And like I said, a chance for me to wander, to really open the tap and just let whatever comes out within the framework of describing these items. And I don't know where a lot of them are going to go yet. So I get to have some fun with it. You know, some comedy, some tragedy, some horror, some mystery, some romance, some randomness, some possibly absurdity. And just enjoy that aspect of it. So yeah, I'm excited about this new project, and I'm excited that my skill level and technology and my understanding have reached a point where I can do this story, where I feel I can accomplish what this story deserves, what this project deserves. it's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun. And I can already tell just from the little bit I've done working on it so far that I'm really going to enjoy recording it too. It's a little bit different. It's more like Brimstone than Old Bob, but it's like the first episode of Brimstone, Late for My Train, where there are no other voices. You're just hearing one person, and this one person is telling you all about what's going on. At least that's how it is right now. Things grow and change. But I'm really, really excited about this, and I think, judging by my audience, I think you guys are going to love it because, like I said, it's so many things in one thing, and there are going to be no hard and fast answers here. All we have is the material culture of a person's life, or of a family, or of a company, to go off of, and we're all going to have to make our own decisions as to what those things mean. So that's going to be self-storage. There will be much more news about that coming, along with everything else. Old Bob and Brimstone are still going. They're not getting delayed or dropped to do this. And Punks in the Library, new episode is out now. I'll probably talk about this a little bit on there, but we're kind of sticking more to the writer's life and that sort of thing with Punks in the Library, so it may be referred to in reference, but that'd be it. Anyway, that is all for now. I hope you guys are as excited about this new project as I am, and I will talk to you all soon.